Nobody's talking about how peace feels louder than success. In a world obsessed with chasing dreams, climbing ladders, and proving worth, nobody stops long enough to talk about the one thing we're all secretly craving: peace. Real peace. The kind that doesn't come from money, followers, or achievements, but from silence, simplicity, and self-understanding. We live in a time where hustle is glorified and rest is judged, where people wear burnout like a badge of honor and confuse being busy with being important. We're taught to measure life by milestones: how far we've gone, how much we've made, how many people know our name. But what if the real success isn't how high you climb, but how calm you feel while standing still? Nobody's talking about it because peace doesn't make noise. It doesn't trend. It doesn't demand attention. Peace just is. It's found in quiet mornings, slow breaths, honest moments, and the rare decision to stop running. The truth is, peace is the new success. Because success without peace feels like failure in disguise. You can achieve everything you ever dreamed of, the money, the recognition, the applause, and still feel a void so deep that even your achievements can't fill it. That's because external success can never heal internal chaos. Think about it. How many people you've seen with everything society calls success, yet they look tired, anxious, or lost, because they were chasing validation, not vibration. They were chasing applause, not alignment. Peace is alignment. It's when your actions, emotions, and purpose move together in harmony. It's when your soul stops whispering, something's missing. Nobody's talking about how peace changes everything. When you find peace, you stop overreacting. You stop explaining. You stop defending your worth. You no longer need to prove anything to anyone. You simply are, calm, grounded, present. When you start choosing peace over pressure, your whole energy shifts. Suddenly your decisions come from clarity, not fear. You attract better people, better opportunities, and better experiences. Not because you're lucky, but because peace has changed your vibration. Everything is energy. When you vibrate at peace, you attract what matches peace: clarity, abundance, love, and flow. Chaos attracts chaos. Peace attracts power. But here's what nobody tells you. Peace is not passive. It's not doing nothing. It's the most powerful decision you'll ever make. It takes strength to stay calm in chaos. It takes courage to let go when your ego wants to fight. It takes deep trust to surrender instead of control. Peace doesn't mean life becomes perfect. It means you become centered enough to face imperfection with grace. Sometimes peace means walking away from arguments that lead nowhere. Sometimes it means deleting a message you wanted to send. Sometimes it's saying no without guilt, or forgiving someone without getting an apology. That's real power. Quiet, spiritual, mature power. Nobody's talking about that kind of power because it doesn't look dramatic. It doesn't create headlines. But that's the kind of power that changes lives, from the inside out. When you start choosing peace, you begin to notice small miracles. You wake up lighter. You breathe deeper. You smile for no reason. You start feeling safe in your own presence. You realize you don't need to rush anymore. Everything meant for you flows your way at the right time. You see, peace isn't found after success. Peace is what creates success. When your mind is calm, creativity flows. When your energy is balanced, your ideas are clear. When you're not constantly reacting, you start manifesting. The universe works best through a peaceful heart, because peace is the same frequency as love, and love is the language of manifestation. So if you've been wondering why things feel stuck, maybe it's not because you're doing too little. Maybe it's because your mind's too loud. Silence that noise, and you'll hear guidance. Nobody's talking about how peace transforms your relationships too. When you find peace within, you stop needing others to complete you. You stop expecting them to fix your wounds. You start loving from fullness, not fear. You stop chasing attention and start valuing connection. You listen more, argue less, and heal faster. Because peaceful energy doesn't compete, it complements. Peace doesn't mean isolation, it means presence. It means being in the world, but not consumed by it. It's knowing when to speak, and when to stay silent, when to act, and when to rest. The more peaceful you become, the more you start to see life differently. The same problems that used to stress you suddenly seem smaller. The same goals you used to chase start unfolding naturally. You realize you don't have to fight the current. You can float with it. Imagine waking up without anxiety. Imagine trusting that everything happening around you is working for you, not against you. That's peace. It's the calm confidence that no matter what, you'll be okay. Nobody's talking about how peace feels better than excitement. Excitement is temporary. It spikes your emotions, then fades. Peace is steady. Peace doesn't fade when the spotlight turns off. Peace stays when everything else falls away. Peace isn't found in a place, it's found in a mindset. You could be sitting in traffic, yet feel peaceful. You could be going through challenges, yet feel centered. Because peace isn't about escaping life. It's about mastering your inner response to it. You'll know you've grown when you stop chasing what disturbs your peace. When gossip doesn't interest you, when silence doesn't scare you, when solitude feels sacred, not lonely. That's evolution. Nobody's talking about how peace rewires your energy. Scientifically, when you're calm, your nervous system relaxes. Your breathing deepens. Your thoughts become clearer. Spiritually, when you're calm, your intuition awakens. You hear the voice of your higher self, that quiet knowing that says, "This is right for you." Peace gives you power. The power to pause before reacting, to choose before speaking, to breathe before deciding. Those small pauses change everything. They save relationships, preserve energy, and build wisdom. And maybe that's what the world needs now. More people who carry peace like armor. People who walk into chaos and stay calm. People who don't match energy, they raise it. People who remind others that calm is contagious. Nobody's talking about it, but peace is a magnet. It draws good things quietly. It doesn't chase, it attracts. Because when you're peaceful, you radiate safety, and everything in the universe moves towards safety. When you find peace, you start understanding timing. You stop rushing. You stop forcing outcomes. You begin to trust delays, disappointments, and detours as divine redirections. You realize that everything is happening not to test you, but to teach you. Peace gives you patience, and patience brings miracles. One day you'll look back and realize the things you lost were protecting your peace. The people who left were making space for peace. The silence that scared you was teaching you peace. Everything was guiding you back to yourself. That's when you'll see that peace was never missing. You were just too busy listening to the world to hear it. Nobody's talking about how peace is the real glow-up. It's not new clothes or luxury cars. It's having nothing to prove. It's sleeping well, smiling more, and walking lightly. It's forgiving, healing, and flowing. It's living without pretending. Peace doesn't mean life stops being challenging. It means challenges stop controlling your mood. You respond differently. You protect your energy like it's sacred, because it is. And when you start living in peace, you start inspiring others to do the same. You become the calm in someone else's storm. You become proof that success doesn't have to come with stress. Nobody's talking about it yet, but one day they will. Because the world is tired. Tired of comparison, tired of pretending, tired of fighting. The world is ready for peace. And when that shift happens, those who've already chosen peace will lead, quietly, calmly, lovingly. Because peace doesn't shout. It whispers. But those who hear it never forget its sound. So if you're listening to this right now, breathe. Slow down. Feel the air in your lungs. You're alive. You're safe. You're growing. You're exactly where you need to be. Let go of the noise. You don't need to win every race. You don't need to prove your worth, you just need to protect your peace, because peace is the highest form of success. And when you finally understand that, you'll stop chasing what was never meant for you and start attracting everything you deserve. Because nobody's talking about it. But peace really does feel louder than success.